What is happening, webheads? I'm Mike Spider Slayer, and this is
Braden.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And we got a nice little topic video for you today. And Braden hasn't been on the channel in a while, so I felt like this was the perfect opportunity because I want to know out there, is Marvel Rivals a good thing to get, I guess, video gamers into comic books? Now, you're not really that much into comic books, right?
Yeah, only like kind of a little bit.
Right. So I'll give him a book and then sometimes he reads it. We've done a few things on the channel in the past, which has been a lot of fun. But first of all, let's talk about Marvel Rivals, because this is one of the most popular games right now and everybody is playing it. People that don't even know anything about, the Marvel characters are, they're picking it up and they may be seeing these characters for the first time or knowing their power sets. So what is Marvel Rivals if people haven't played it before?
So if you don't know what it is, Marvel Rivals is a 6 versus 6 hero shooter. It's a third-person kind of game. You can play as a bunch of Marvel characters, from stuff that people don't know, like Luna Snow, to Iron Man. And your goal is to just complete several objectives with your team. Work together and just do what you're supposed to, pretty much.
Gotcha. And so the cast of characters at this point now is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So what are some of the other characters?
So we started off with characters like Mantis, Luna Snow, Adam Warlock. They're all strategists, so they specify in healing their team and just helping create the strategy that the team needs for openings. You have characters like Iron Man, Reed Richards, Hawkeye, who are duelists who specify in doing a lot of damage to the enemy team and creating openings. While you have characters like Doctor Strange and Hulk, who are vanguards, they protect their team a lot.
Okay.
They have a lot of health, they take a lot of damage, and they can kind of just run in there as long as they have support.
Gotcha. So all these characters have different power sets. So like, if you've never been familiar with Marvel characters, how does the game guide you in the right direction to learn about these characters?
Well, beyond just the art style looking really cool, which helps pique people's interest in these characters, during the game, some of the characters will have like little lines or quips that they say to kind of build the backstory behind the character. So like Cloak and Dagger, for instance, Dagger and Doctor Strange will have a little conversation sometimes, or maybe Iron Man and Rocket, Bucky and Rocket, they all like talk to each other, and it can kind of build those connections so that people will start feeling a little more interested in some of the characters.
Mm-hmm. So it gives them some personality.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you've watched all the most of the Marvel movies,
yeah,
right? And as you got older, you watched Endgame and, Infinity War and all those movies. And so you knew a lot of the characters based off of that. But there's characters that are introduced in this game that you never even really heard of before.
Yeah.
And one of them was Jeff the Land Shark.
Yeah,
right?
Jeff is in this game.
And what do you think of Jeff?
He's pretty cute.
He's pretty cute. Is he a good character in the game?
He's okay.
Right.
He's not super good.
So I know Jeff the Land Shark because of the comic books, right? And so he was introduced in Kelly Thompson's West Coast Avengers. And that book, when it was introduced, might have been a $4 book. Now, if you go on to Key Collector, that book is like selling on the high end for $150. So this game has definitely driven the price for some of these newer characters. I'm sure Luna Snow might have gotten up there in price too,
absolutely,
for what all I know. But it just blows my mind how this game can kind of like push the prices of comic books. Now, does this game interest you in possibly wanting to know about these characters and maybe picking up a comic book, since you're not really the comic book fan, but you're a video game fan?
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it kind of does. It gets me interested more in these lesser-known characters that I haven't seen, like Luna Snow, Magic, Psylocke. I never heard of those two before this game, and it's definitely a lot more interesting now that I do know about them.
Right.
I would say that, yeah, it's gotten me more interested and makes me want to read more about these characters.
Okay. Sorry, just answering a test. And we got a text saying, do we want ice cream? So
Absolutely.
Yes, we're getting ice cream here.
I should answer them too.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great thing to have this video game because in my eyes, I would hope that this definitely introduces the younger audience to comic book characters and hopefully get them to the comic shop to buy these comic books and get to learn these characters. And I think it's smart to introduce some newer characters that don't have this huge history, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, look, it's Spider-Man. I gotta read 700 and something issues to understand everything that happened to Spider-Man, right? And but with Jeff the Land Shark, he only came out a few years ago. Luna Snow only came out a few years ago. But the great thing is you, like you said, you didn't know anything really about Cloak and Dagger, and you asked me like who they were and who Psylocke was, right?
I did not know about Psylocke at all.
Right. So I think this is a great thing for the younger audience out there. Now, if you're old like me, obviously you know all these characters, and if you've been reading comics, you know all these characters. But I think what it does is it does the opposite thing. I think what it does is that helps maybe people like me want to play a video game with these characters in here. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of fun, right? I actually tried downloading it on my Chromebook, but it wouldn't support it. So I'm like, oh shit, man, I can't play this game. But this game is all the rage right now, and right now you say you're doing pretty good on it, right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. If I really put more time and effort into it, I could be better, but I don't have that kind of time.
What is your favorite character?
My favorite character, probably, like, in general, is Doctor Strange. I just really like the way he plays.
Why is that? What does he do that's so special?
He helps the team a lot by kind of pushing forward against the enemy team and being able to create pressure so that the rest of the team is able to work around that and eventually capture the objective. Gotcha. So it's a really pivotal role, and I can do a lot of different things with it. Like, I can create portals to the other side of the map if I wanted to.
Cool. What's your least favorite character?
My least favorite character is Hawkeye.
Really?
Because he's a sniper character, so he'll be sitting in a corner on the other side of the map, and then he'll shoot a shot, and it just one-shots almost every character in the game, and it's really annoying.
Oh, man.
Everyone who plays him is like a coward. They're too afraid to get in and fight.
So in the beginning, you were into Moon Knight, right?
Yeah, but that's just because Moon Knight is one of my favorite Marvel characters in general.
Right, that is his one character that he really likes. Like, he really enjoyed the Moon Knight TV show. So that was one of his favorite. Is there a character that you want to become better with?
I think the one character I really want to get better with is Black Panther, because he's a lot of fun. It would take way too long to explain what he does, but he doesn't need to rely on his team as much. So you can kind of just run into the enemy team, start taking people down, and then just run away. You don't have to rely on the rest of your team to be good at healing or to do enough damage. You do your job, and that's just it.
If there is any advice to newbies out there that want to play the game, what would you say to them?
I'd say people in this game can be really mean and really discouraging. Don't listen to the people that are trying to put you down and say, oh, you suck at this game. Maybe you should uninstall. Don't worry about it. Just have fun. It's just a game. You don't need to worry about them.
Right.
And as long as you ignore them, you can keep getting better. And that's all that matters.
So you say it'd probably be better just playing with a bunch of friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I always do.
Yeah. So there you have it. I mean, obviously you get rude comments in YouTube from people. You get rude comments when you're playing, you know, online games, but you know, just have fun with it, just like anything else. So, so yeah, there's our little thoughts in Marvel Rivals. I feel like it's a great thing to get the younger audience into comic books and get to learn these characters, because as of late, again, the MCU hasn't been that great. So what's the next best thing to reach? People that play video games, and there are a lot of people out there. So I think Marvel has done something right here with Marvel Rivals. Yes, MCU is getting ready to release the Fantastic Four, which I think is promising. That's not till July, and then we got this new Captain America movie coming out. But hey man, if you want to get to know some characters and their power sets and have some fun with them, check out Marvel Rivals. That is suggested from my son right here, Braden.
Great game.
Yep. So there you guys have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Maybe me and Braden can do more videos together in the future about certain things. And of course, guys, remember, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember to read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you real soon.
See you later.